Your body can oftentimes seize up, but with the crowd cheering and a PR attempt on the bar, Will is more excited than last time. Coach Greg and Will Tennyson enters a powerlifting meet for the very first time. One of his all-time best videos made it to number 15 on the trending list, and so I hope everyone can go and check out his video. It's highly motivational, the kind of video you want to watch. You're going to watch the video, you're going to get excited, you're going to want to enter powerlifting yourself. And if not, you will find your own 405, or in Will's case, your own 496-pound squat PR.
I'm backstage at my first ever powerlifting meet, but there's just one thing. I didn't prepare for it.
And so perhaps he never prepared for it, but technically, Guy's been training for this moment his entire life.
The thing I was most nervous about was weigh-ins.
And so 6 a.m. he's going to get weighed in. You weigh in 2 hours before the competition. They have specific weight classes to make it fair for everyone. Bigger, smaller, male, female, you know, to make it fair. Right, everyone? And sometimes they even have competitions for both enhanced or natural. And Will is competing in the drug-free category, and more specifically, open men's 90 kilograms. Have to weigh under 198 pounds. And it's very strict. They tell you exactly what you're allowed to wear. I remember back in the day when I was coaching my students, had to drive to the mall to go buy underwear. You weren't allowed to wear long underwear. Had to be shorter than last time. And so in this event, raw powerlifting, they're not wearing special suits to assist with the lifting. Sometimes you see powerlifters bench pressing 1,000 pounds and saying, how is that possible? Well, it's possible because they're wearing specific equipment, kind of like a forklift, to help them lift the weight. But Will, he's doing this under his own power. All 100% natural.
So I was on the scale and I was just like watching it go up, because it had to be 90 kilograms and I was 89.8. So it just made it by a hair.
And so Will, very nervous, he only made his weight class by 0.2 kilograms, but that's exactly what you want. And so the days, weeks prior to competition, just like in the UFC, you have to get ready to make weight. And so oftentimes you're starving, avoiding water, dehydrating the body, sweating, and so on in order to make that weight class. Thankfully, Will made it, but to be honest, in your first competition, it's okay. Enter the category you want. Whether he wins or loses, does it really matter? It's all about the journey, the fact that you took part in that event. Later, when you keep competing, you're trying to set records and so on, at that point, you can then worry about making certain weight classes.
I'm here with my friend and coach all the way from Toronto, Eric. If it wasn't for him, I'd have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm happy he came along.
And so seeing he has a coach that's helped him prepare, I do believe Will was making a joke. Clearly, this guy has prepared for this competition. I mean, look at the guy's quads. Does it look like a guy who hasn't been preparing for it? When you go to the gym and you lift weights, you're literally preparing for powerlifting. By showing up to the gym, lifting weights, doing squats, benches, and deadlifts, of which Will does, of course he's been training.
I didn't work out all week, no weights, and I was terrified because I was like, by the time I got here, 405 would feel heavy, but I feel so recovered now.
And so Will, very smart, coach knew exactly what to do. He got him to do a deload. Will is often seen training harder than last time, and recently trained like a bodybuilder, was doing double the volume. And although he put on a lot of muscle, got bigger, it caused a lot of cumulative fatigue. And so in preparation for the powerlifting competition, you deload, rest your body, and when you show up to the meet on competition day, you're literally stronger than last time. Your body's at its peak. Oftentimes, lifters will show up to the platform after taking several days off and be shocked at just how much they can lift. But to the opposite extent, many times people show up overtrained. They're excited, they can't wait, they keep lifting heavy every single day, they don't take any time off, and they show up overtrained, burnout, and end up weaker on competition day. And so let's find out, how is Will going to do?
It's a nice feeling to feel again, but I'm really anxious right now to get out there.
And so Will, very nervous, anxious, he's feeling those butterflies, but that is good. A certain amount of stress is going to help you to lift more. This is called eustress. Oftentimes people confuse distress with eustress, but when you're playing a sport, you're getting anxious, butterflies, it actually encourages you. Your body's saying, you're about to do something great. Get excited. The endorphins, the adrenaline, the rush, you're going to be able to go out there and push harder than you ever have before. Easy and deep, exactly. Am I turning into Will Tennyson? Easy and deep. When you squat, you have to break 90 degrees. It's very low. For the most part, people in the gym rarely squat this low. And so you might be thinking, oh, it's only 450 pounds. Remember, this is a very low squat. And so for his first attempt, he goes a little bit lighter, something he could comfortably get for 3 reps, making sure he's able to get it in competition. Remember, powerlifting, they have very strict rules. They're even checking out what underwear he's wearing. And so if he doesn't squat low enough, he's not going to get the lifts to count. You'll see a red light indicating no lift. And so Will, not taking any chances, make sure he goes lower than last time to ensure he gets the lift.
First attempt felt good, not gonna lie, I blacked out for the pretty much majority of it, but everyone said it went fast. It felt heavy as f***. We're going up to 215 for the second attempt.
And so this is why it's great to have a coach. Will's lifting weights says it felt really heavy, but based on the speed of the movement, you can see it clearly was not. And so the coach can say, no, it looked great. You had plenty of depth. Perhaps you go a ½ inch less deep on the second attempt. We're going to add in 10 more kilograms. Don't worry, you can do it, Will. Now, frankly, anyone that's this close to 500 pounds, I always suggest go for the 500 pounds. He's literally putting on 225 kilograms, 496 pounds. Based on that lift, how easy it went, the fact that it went up faster than his first lift, I do believe he can jump more than 10 kilograms. He jumped up 10 kilograms on his first lift. It felt even better. And so why not go for that massive, elusive 500-pound barrier? So Will elects to choose 496 pounds, but I think he could have got 501. And so the crowd's cheering him on, but he's in his own head. He's thinking, this is a maybe. This is a big lift. This is a PR. This is a lift I've always wanted to get. And remember, you're not always going to get it. In life, you don't always get what you want. You can train as hard as you want, but sometimes you're going to fail. But if you never try, you've already failed. And so for me, whether or not he gets 496, the fact that he's trying, well, that is a win in itself. And so Will's final attempt at squat here, it does not just represent 496 pounds. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. But what it does represent is his efforts to reach a goal, whatever that goal may be. Whether it's a sport, playing a musical instrument, a hobby, a job, your education. Go after it, train harder than last time. And based on that effort, it did not look easy. It was a hard attempt. It does look like he chose the right weight. And so with great difficulty, he gets it up. I'm not trying to make a Will joke.
Don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits, guys. So
And Will, highly emotional, thinking about his best friend, his dog Ollie, who was with him for years. And he's saying, don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. And in his past, he says, I wouldn't have taken on this challenge. Reminds me of in grade 6, I wanted to try out for the boys basketball team. I was too nervous, didn't think I was good enough. But few of my friends in grade 6 who weren't as good as me, they did try out. They made the team and I didn't because I was too scared to try. And so whatever you want in life, go after it. You can do it.
my last attempt was 496, which I'm super proud about, but it's gonna haunt me for the rest of my life. It's not 500.
And so Will, it doesn't have to haunt you. You can go for 501 at your next competition. And so with each competition, year after year, you get bigger, stronger, you improve your lifts. It's all about the journey, the enjoyment of seeing yourself be your all-time best. And notice just how long he has to pause the weight. It's not a touch and go. He can't bounce the weight. He can't arch harder than last time. Very difficult. And so when you're in the gym training, I suggest pause the weight on your chest. They make you do it in powerlifting competitions, and it's much safer. And so please pause your weights in the gym when possible. And quick reminder, click the like button, subscribe right now. Back to the video. And so Will says bench press is best event. He's not nervous. In my personal opinion, Will is good at all three, about equal. I'm looking back to my first powerlifting competition when I was 22, weighing 148 pounds, and I only squatted 275 pounds. But I benched 341.7, and so my bench was quite literally stronger than my squat. And so when you bench more than you can squat, you know your bench is a strength. Or that your squat just sucks. My squat, it just sucked. And despite the long pause, Will breaks the 350-pound barrier with 160 kilograms. He went for it. He says, I'm 5 for 5, I'm on a streak, I'm feeling good, and so he goes for a personal best.
They both I like to deadlift with socks. You can't wear socks on the stage, so these are the closest thing to it. Deadlift is probably, no, it is my worst lift by far.
But honestly, I think your lifts are all well balanced. You seem to be good at all three. And the reason he's wearing those flat shoes is because the less the bar has to move, the easier the bar is going to be. Hey, that's why we do sumo deadlifts, which clearly it's not cheating. You're allowed to do it in powerlifting competitions. And trust me, if Will could pull more sumo, he would pull more sumo. But for some reason, he's built different and he can pull more conventional. But in reality, about half the world pulls sumo, the other half pulls conventional. People are pulling in the fashion that allows them to pull the most weight, and that's what powerlifting's all about.
This is your first meet as well?
Yeah, first meet. Do one.
Yeah, you put up good numbers for your first meet.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Good luck on the deadlift, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
And with this interaction, you can see powerlifting, it's not all about beating each other. It's about beating yourself. Will is in this competition to try and set PRs, to lift the most he's ever done. And his competition, they just want to do the same thing. And so although you're competing against one another, you're really competing against yourself. It doesn't feel like a competition where you have to beat someone. It's not the UFC. We're not fighting. I've been to so many powerlifting meets. The camaraderie, it's amazing. People are highly supportive, cheering everyone on, only wishing everyone the best.
Rather be up. It smells so nice.
And the white powder on the legs, it's not chalk, it's actually baby powder. Reason for that is the bar oftentimes sticks to your skin as you're lifting up. You want it to be as slippery as possible. The slight resistance of the bar sliding against the skin can in fact be the difference between locking a weight out and getting the lift and having a failed attempt. And Will is not putting on the baby powder himself because he doesn't want to get the powder on his fingers. If you have baby powder in hands, it makes it more slippery. And so rather than that, Will is going to use chalk and lots of it in order to have the most solid grip possible on the platform.
Work it in.
Yeah, work it in.
And so he then rubs off the powder. Oh my goodness, big mistake. Will this cost Will? Hopefully he washes off all the baby powder, gets more chalk on than last time. That was a rookie mistake. Yeah, you use your arm, like you never rub the baby powder with your hands. Rookie mistake, Will. Rookie mistake. And so Will decides to do his warm-up attempts on the platform. Did you see how easy that was? 474 pounds, went up like nothing. Put some weight on the bar. And clearly, Will, he's feeling it. He hasn't failed a single attempt. Very rare. Most people mess up at least once. It's his first competition.
This guy brought me Boston cream donuts because he knew I was coming. Look at that. From your local bakery.
Oh, my man. It's a little,
It's all right.
And so with Will's Boston cream donut, I think he's a shoo-in to get his final attempt, setting an all-time PR on the deadlift. And remember, Will has been lifting for most of the day. What you may not know is these meets take hours to perform. Don't forget, he's already performed squats, bench press, probably starting to get sore by now. Your body can oftentimes seize up, but with the crowd cheering and a PR attempt on the bar, Will is more excited than last time. And with that attempt, it's fair to say Will peaked perfectly. He's lifting more than he thought in each of his lifts. He went 9 for 9, a perfect day, perfect meet, and so he couldn't ask for anything better. And so although he says the 496 is gonna haunt me, would have wanted to get 501, you can get it next time.
Where was that coming from?
That was
I never pulled that in my life.
You had no fatigue. For once in your life, you took a break.
Exactly. Coach hit the nail on the head. He wasn't fatigued. He rested his body, came in fresh. If you're always sore, tired, not recovered, you're not nearly as strong. And so when preparing for powerlifting competitions, or in reality, any sport, you want to taper and peak specifically for that meet. Swimmers, runners, cyclists, triathlons, powerlifting, we all rest and recover, taper for the meet in order to give it 100% come competition day. And Will, get those elbows up in that front double bicep. Look at Will's quads, the bicep looks great. And so when will we see Will on a bodybuilding stage? And remember, he did this 100% natural, but it wasn't from a few weeks or months in the gym. Guy's been training for years since he was a teenager. And with continued hard work throughout his journey comes amazing successes. This was a highly successful meet for Will. 9 for 9, placing first in this competition. So I hope he continues to have passion, love for the sport, continues to train, motivate, and inspire. And if you haven't seen his video, please go and check it out right now. get motivated and inspired, and let's see you in the gym. Looking for natural supplements not banned by WADA to help with your performance? Don't forget Ecti Builder GO2 Max. You can get those by clicking the link in description. Code Greg 10% off. Ecti Builder more so for adding muscle. GO2 Max helps with recovery, allows you to get better at cardio, burn more calories, and stay leaner than last time. Have no money? That's okay. Head over to the website and get my free diet and training program, over 50 pages. And of course, the cookbooks, the training books, the Circle Diet Book, coaching plans by me and my team. Also, harder than last time clothing, hoodies, jogging pants, shorts, you name it, we got it. Head over to the website and of course, subscribe, click the bell button, like this video if you liked it. Please add a comment. Also, watch one of the bloops, follow me on Instagram, Greg Doucette IP Pro. And until next time, I am out.